Good evening and welcome. Welcome to all of our parents, students, family members, nominating teachers, PCC dignitaries we have a Vice President of Academic Affairs, and we have a President of the Rock Creek Campus and Dean of Instruction, and we have board members. We have a wonderful group of people that are here representing PCC as well. Welcome to the 2016 Career and Technical Education Student of the Year Awards. Our purpose here tonight is to honor our region's top career and technical education students. But before we do that, let me tell you a little bit about who we are, because you may not be real familiar with why you're here and everything else. If you're hearing the acronym PACTEC for the first time, you're not alone. It stands for the Portland Area Career Technical Education Consortium. And our office serves as the fiscal agent for funds that come to our region through the Oregon Department of Education and the National Carl Perkins law passed in 2006. The federal law, under that law, we're charged with purchasing equipment for programs of study that help students have industry-specific experiences and opportunities to work on equipment, and also providing professional development for the teachers so that they can keep in line with what's happening in their industry. I'm Beth Mullenkamp. I'm the regional coordinator for PACTEC. And we invite you to visit our website for an in-depth look at what we do. You can just Google PACTEC, or I don't really expect you to copy the link down, but you know. You do have a program, I think it's in there too, if you'd like. So the state of Oregon is divided into 15 educational regions, and we are the yellow region up there at the top. Within that region, we have 19 high schools that you see listed here in Washington County and East Columbia County. Out of all the hundreds of career and technical education students across our region, you, student award winners, are here tonight because you are the best, the top students in career and technical education programs of study. Congratulations. This is our third year that we've hosted the awards, and tonight we are very proud and excited to have a special treat for you. CTE is frequently a course of study that helps students stretch and challenge themselves and break down barriers. Our keynote speaker tonight, Schatz, is someone who exemplifies those characteristics. She's nationally recognized as being the first woman to work in sports broadcasting in 2 major markets, and she has broadcast for the Olympics, the Boston Marathon, among many other major events, and she's also the voice of Portland Thorns. It's with great pleasure that I introduce Schatz.
Thank you very much. Hey, hey, hey. All right. Before I start yapping too much, I want all the students who have earned the right to be here tonight to stand up. I want to get a look at you. All the students that are being awarded. There it is, right there. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right, have a seat. Okay. You know, when I have the great opportunity to speak to wonderful groups like yours, a lot of times the contact or the liaison, the first thing they ask is, do you have a PowerPoint presentation? I don't know how to do PowerPoint. I don't know how to do slides. This is my PowerPoint presentation. This is it. This is it. This is it. I have these things all over my office. This is one of my mantras that I live by, and this is the one that I picked out just for you. This is the one that reminds me of you. I'm bringing my heart tonight, and you're coming along with me. Tonight is all about challenges. Tonight it's all about growing. Tonight it's all about vulnerability. Tonight it's all about taking your power, your smarts, and putting it right in here. And this is a stew that you're going to sit in with me, that is undeniable. It is powerful. It cannot be beaten. This and this, lock and load, kids, lock and load. See and be seen. See and be seen. You'll say to yourself, well, Ann's a sportscaster. I got decent grades in high school and college. I really did. I remember the first time I got a decent grade in high school, and it occurred to me, this felt good. I liked the feeling of excelling at school. I liked that feeling. It made me kind of go into my basketball, softball mode. I liked that feeling. It felt like a big hit with 2 down and the bases full. I liked being a good student, okay? So that's what we have in common. Athletes and students have a ton in common. See and be seen. This is not ego-driven. This is that magical opportunity that comes when you realize that you've been dealt a hand that you didn't see coming, that you've been knocked off your perch that you didn't see coming, that you got a grade that wasn't exactly what you had in mind, or you experienced a setback that really rocked your world. And this is when I watch students like you, and I watch top-tier athletes get right back onto the horse. See and be seen. Here's what I'm talking about. Beth was kind enough in her introduction to let you know that I'm the voice of the Portland Thorns. On their home games, they web stream. This is the women's professional soccer team. Has some of the best players in the world on this Portland Thorns soccer team. This team is so popular in Portland, it averages, the Thorns, it's a women's team, averages 15,000 fans per game. Chew on that. There's a young woman on that team by the name of Allie Long. She's an East Coast kid. She's tough. She's an East Coast athlete that is used to being one of the best. That is certainly one of the best players the Thorns have. And a few years ago was called up to the U.S. women's national team and had a good chance of making the U.S. women's team that was going to go on to World Cup gold in Canada last year. Allie Long got cut. She never saw that coming. She trained, and she trained, and she trained. She did exactly what you guys do every single day. She worked her butt off, and it wasn't enough. She didn't let things fall through the crack. She prepared. She worked like nobody's business. I remember having talks with her time and time again in terms of her work ethic, in terms of what she was going to do to make sure that head coach Jill Ellis had no choice but to put her on the team. The rosters aren't that big, and there's a ton of talent out there, and Allie Long got cut. The look on her face, I'll never forget that when she reported to Thorns practice. The two things kind of coincide, World Cup last year and the Portland Thorns regular season. She reported to practice, and instead of getting on a plane and going to join the women's national team, she came to practice here in Portland, and she was devastated. She got hit in the gut like you can imagine. Her world was absolutely rocked. And I was wondering, what will you do, Allie Long? What will you do with this setback? How is this going to define you? How will this sit with you? How long will this sit with you? What will you do when somebody says, we don't want you? You're not good enough. Somebody's better. You ain't going to be with us when we win gold. What will you do, Allie Long? Well, here's what Allie Long did. And this is what's coming down the pipe with you guys, because when you go out into the real world, and when you go take that big step, and that big bold step takes you into a world where there is a ton of talent, and there are a ton of great students, and there are a ton of situations that might not work out, what are you going to do, Allie Long? What are you going to do? So the pity party never even got started. There wasn't even an ounce of poor me. Allie Long got after it. So between last year's setback, Fast forward to right now. Allie Long is this close to making that exact same team that cut her last year as the Rio Olympic Games began in August. Allie Long is going to find out any day now, and the odds are huge that she is going to be a member of the U.S. women's national team and represent her country at the Olympics. Why? So here's what Allie did. Here's the thing that's going to make it magical for you, because I can see it coming, I can feel it coming, and I know you're true to this task. The setback turned into opportunity. The setback sat in Allie long enough for her to say, okay, I got to get better. Okay, this is on me. I didn't get cut because it was personal. I didn't get cut because the coach didn't like me, didn't like my hair, didn't like the way I talked. I got cut because somebody was better than me. Do you know how huge it is for you guys to be able to say, that student out there, that colleague, that peer, they're as good as I am, but I really want to be. It's not about being better than somebody. It's just being a little bit better inside, so that that coach, that instructor, whoever hires you, has no choice but to see the light that you have shined on yourself. Allie Long is shining a light on herself. She is seen, and she is being seen. Her work, remember, so think of how hard it has taken, the work you've done, how hard you have just fought and clawed to get to where you are on this very night with the world ahead of you. And you know what the cool thing is? We can all dig down and work just a little bit harder. There are adventures out there that will reveal themselves to you when you take that chance and you take that risk to work just a little bit harder. And I don't mean you've got to get all A's. And I don't mean you've got to be summa cum laude, magna cum laude. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you know in here to be true to yourself in terms of, did you bring every single thing that you can? And Allie Long got after it, and she got better, and she got tougher. Her skills blew up. She ate better. She trained harder. She got a skills coach. She did everything she needed to do, and it translated onto the pitch. It translated onto the field. And the United States head coach, Jill Ellis, literally, boy, I'll eat my hat if she isn't named to that team in the next couple of days. She has given the head coach no choice but to put her on that team. That's how much she has improved. Because this was good, but it wasn't good enough for her to be in that dream mode. That, my God, my world has just blown up in the best way. How can I get from here to here? And that's where you guys are going. Because you're here. And this night is all about you. It is all about you. This isn't an accident that you're here tonight. This is all you. But here you are, eye level, and this is waiting. Oh, baby, is this waiting. See and be seen. Tap into that extra gear. That extra gear that's going to allow this to become this, and it's going to be magical, I guarantee you. So see it. Feel it, live it, experience it, take those risks. You will be seen, I promise. Allie Long and her dedication to her sport and her dedication to herself to not leave any stone unturned teaches me a lesson. I've learned more from athletes in your age group than I have from a lot of adults. So remember, as we learn from you, you're never too young to teach. We're never too old to learn. So keep it coming. Keep it coming. That's what Allie Long was all about, is making sure that the dream mode is living large. Your voice, your choice. Some of the work that I do now involves play-by-play for the Pac-12 network. I came to the Pac-12 network from CBS College Sports, where I did play-by-play for women's basketball and softball and soccer. These athletes, they're your age. They're a year, 2 or 3 older than you. I mean, it's you guys. And again, these athletes have taught me so much. These kids, your age, maybe a year or 2 older, you guys are the best. I'm doing a game at Pitt, University of Pittsburgh. Okay, so I fly across the country. I'm at Pitt, and we're going to do a game that night on their home court. All right? And what happens when there is a basketball game, the announcers go to practice the morning of the game. It's just what we do. We always go to the morning practice, and the game is that night. So you hang out, you talk to the coaches, you talk to the kids, you just kind of get a good feel as to how the game is going to go. And when you go to Pitt's practice, back in the day when their head coach was there, Agnes Baronato, her rule was, if there's anybody in the gym that isn't associated with the team, you, team members, have to go and introduce yourself to them. Okay? So the announcers show up. You don't know me from Adam. So it's incumbent upon you, after practice, to come over and introduce yourself to me. All right? Which is a great thing. It's classy as all get out. So it's getting towards the end of the, hey, how you doing? Hey, nice to meet you. And some kid, some freshman, comes bounding over, smile as big as Dallas, just loving life. And she sticks her hand out. She says, hi, my name is Mercedes Walker. I'm a freshman, and you're going to remember me. And it was just classic. I said, oh, is that right, Mercedes Walker, freshman? Tell me why I'm going to remember you. She said, you just wait till tonight. You'll see. And she turns and runs away, and she stops, and she looks over her shoulder one more time, and she said, remember, Mercedes Walker, see you tonight. Okay, kid. Okay, yeah, right, but okay. So, game comes along, and she is a flippin' beast. She is as good as advertised. Mercedes Walker got busy. Mercedes Walker's a big kid, big, tall center, and in basketball, the centers are down low by the basket, and she'd get that big, wide stance, and she'd get those elbows out, and she was knocking people all over the place and scoring and rebounding, and she was a machine. Mercedes Walker was pretty darn good. I was impressed. So as luck would have it, I have Pitt the very next week. I did a lot of back and forth. I have Pitt the very next week, and I think, well, I'm going to call head coach Agnes Baronato. I want to talk to her about this Mercedes Walker kid. So I call up Agnes, bring. Then we're talking about the game a little bit. I said, Agnes, tell me more about this Mercedes kid. She is the real deal. Nothing. I said, Agnes, are you there? And then just, I said, Agnes, what's going on? You okay? And she said, oh, that poor child. I said, Agnes, I don't get it. She looked like the happiest kid in the world. I just met her last week. She had a monster game. She's living large. She said, the life that she has had. I said, whoa, Agnes, I don't want to pry. We don't need to talk about this if you don't want to. She said, no, Mercedes would be okay if I told you what she's been through. I said, okay, please go on. Long and short of it is this. Mercedes Walker, remember, she's a freshman. She's 19. Do we have any 18-year-olds here? Okay, anybody that's even touched 19 yet? Okay, oh, yeah, you put that hand up like you're proud. That's right. All right, so 18, close enough. Mercedes is 19. She's your age, okay? Mercedes Walker is from South Central LA. She is at school at the University of Pittsburgh. She may as well be on the moon. Mercedes Walker, at that moment, at that time, dad in prison, mom in and out of prison, brother killed in a shooting, drug deal gone bad, another brother paralyzed in a shooting, drug deal gone bad. This story is not about saying, can you relate to that? Yeah, anybody here with that kind of a story to tell? That's not where I'm going with this. God knows I don't. Hear me out. Mercedes Walker, in high school, all this devastation, all of this heartache, all of this grief, all of this despair is just swirling around her. You think of the neighborhood, and you're accurate in where you're going. You think of the neighborhood where she grew up, all right? A lot of kids have dropped out of school. A lot of young women are getting pregnant. A lot of young men and women are using drugs. It is hell where she's living. Grandma is raising her. And here's Mercedes Walker. Your voice, your choice. She talked to her high school basketball coach and said, I'm getting out of here, and I need your help. The high school coach said, okay, let me know where you want to go. Mercedes Walker said to her high school coach, it doesn't really matter. I want a Division I scholarship, and I want to get an education. At the time she's saying this, she's 18. So she uses her choice and uses the voice to say, get me the hell out of here. I want to do something with my life. So her high school coach starts sending out resume tapes, if you will, to schools in the California area and around. Nobody's biting. Mercedes, I'm not sure why they aren't. She's a hell of a talent. She was a bigger gal. Did that have something to do with it? Did her family history have something to do with it? I don't know. But Agnes Baronato, way the heck out at the University of Pittsburgh on the East Coast, the moon, said, you know what? I know about that kid's history. We want her. She's going to be part of the Pitt family. We want her. Mercedes Walker made it very clear to every adult who could help her, every one of her teammates in high school who would just listen and be a part of the heart, when she said, I'm getting out of here. I am going to be a Division I athlete. I'm going to be a star, and I'm going to get my education. Do you know how many people laughed at her? Do you know how many people probably said, oh, Mercedes, honey, 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 as if somebody is going to put you on their team. Why don't you, let's come back to the neighborhood. You'll be okay. We'll take. Do you know how many people probably told her that can't be done? So more than anything else, this is about perseverance. This is about when you know, and things change, stuff is going to come into your world that you never saw coming. Opportunities, setbacks, whatever. But it's your choice to have the voice to either get the path exactly where you want it to be, to surround yourself with the people who have got your back, and to make sure that your voice is as loud and clear and authentic as it can possibly be. I can't be your voice. You've got to be your voice. Mercedes had to be her voice. She made the choice to get out of that neighborhood, and she used her voice to make sure that it was going to be a safe place, a place where people had her back, a place where people cared about her education. And Mercedes Walker, in her 4 years at Pitt, was one of the most dominant players in, at the time, the best women's basketball conference in the country. And here's the best part. Her freshman year, when things could have gone sideways, leaving home for the first time, she's not around anybody that she knows. She used her voice and her choice to go out to Pitt. And the best thing about that first year is Mercedes Walker made the dean's list. Oh! I couldn't tell you how many points she averaged a game. I don't know how many rebounds she averaged a game. It was a bunch. But I do remember more than anything else, and she will be in my heart forever. My inspiration, Mercedes Walker, made the dean's list. She's one of you. The beauty of education, the power of education, the voice that education gives you each and every day. You and Mercedes Walker could walk arm in arm down the street and have all kinds of things in common. And when I think about a lousy situation or some adversity that I've got to get through, that kid pops into my head and heart all the time. She is my inspiration in terms of voice and choice. It's on us, all of us. I can't fix it for you. I can be there for you. I've got your back like nobody's business. You ain't going to find a better friend. You show me your voice, you show me your choice, I got you covered. So when you go out in that big world and things are scary, you go to whatever school, whatever state, you move out of your house eventually, from the safety of your parents and your wonderful family. It could be the moon. But your voice and your choice, oh, that's a compass that cannot be denied. That is a northern star that will never, ever let you down. Voice and choice, kids. Voice and choice. And then why? People ask, why? Why would you do that? Why the heck not? I always want to know why not. Why not? I think it sounds like a good idea. Tell me more. Well, why would you? Well, because. Here's why. Well, I don't think, why not? Why not? The second that we realize that we are this part of this big, huge world where things change, and vulnerability, and chaos is cool. Chaos is okay. It's going to be your friend because you're going to see a lot of it, and it's okay. But as long as you're vulnerable and you're open, when you understand that your voice and choice will always lead you, you're okay. I was playing college softball. This was way back in the day. But playing college softball, and we had a huge game that was coming up the afternoon that was going to decide whether we go to playoffs or not. It was a huge game. Our starting catcher got hurt in warm-ups. Hurt to the extent, and this is warm-ups right before the game, she can't catch. She's our only catcher. I think Coach always regretted not having a backup catcher, but anywho, she was it. Now, if you guys are familiar with softball or baseball, you're going to know that the catcher position is the position defensively on the field. You control and see everything. You want your quarterback, you want your rock catching. Well, our rock was gone. Done. Gonzo. So the coach, because we don't have a backup, the coach kind of gets this quiet voice, does anybody want to volunteer to catch? If you haven't caught before, the last thing you want to do is put on all that gear, got that mask and the chest protector and shin guards, and if you've never caught before, it sucks. It's the worst. Trust me. Well, my hand did not go up. So, team captain, I didn't even raise my hand. Our best player, who was sitting on this phenomenal average, who was just an absolute stud, said, why not? I'll do it. And we all just stared at her. We could not believe. Our shortstop said, yeah, I'll do it. And somebody said, you've never caught before. She said, I don't care. How hard could it be? And, we're thinking, and of course the catcher who was hurt said, I'll tell you how hard it is. Yeah, hello. But it was the why not moment that I thought, wow. She has the guts to fail. She has the absolute courage and conviction. She has such confidence that failure is okay, just in case that happens. And putting that gear on for the first time, there's a good chance that failure is coming right around that corner. And she had the guts to say, Why not? I'll do it. Somebody's got to do it. I love this team. I'm not afraid of failure. Nobody's expecting me to be perfect. It might be kind of fun. I'll do it. She was horrible. All right? So the deal is, there's no, woo, she just, and oh my God, the seas parted, and she was and she caught for the rest of her. No, she was awful. As awful as any of us would be. And I remember watching her in the dugout that entire game, because I know how I would have been. I'd have been pissy. I'd have been cranky. I would have thought, this stinks. Who else? Somebody else take this job from me. I've done it for 3 innings. It's somebody else's turn. And she made no comment, she told me later, she said, no, I had a blast. I said, help me understand, how could you possibly have enjoyed all those balls that got past you, zinging things into center field, dropping stuff, clueless. She said, it was really interesting. Okay, now, are you picturing a softball field with me? Is anybody here? Okay, so if I'm down catching like this, and the ball's coming here, all the other positional players are right in front of me. Okay, I can see everything. Here comes the ball. There's third base. There's shortstop, second, first, and the outfield. I see it all. And what she told me was this. She said, what was really interesting? This was amazing. She said, well, the vantage point was so different. I found that fascinating. She said, when I play shortstop, I don't really know what's going on behind me. And my peripheral vision kind of picks things up, but not like you do when you're catching. You get to see it all. And I thought, this is, what? How could you possibly have enjoyed what looked to be an absolute miserable 2 hours? And she had a blast. She brought a point of view that I would never have thought about. Why not? She found a brand new perspective to the game she loved. She was able to appreciate a position more than ever, see it from a different vantage point, experience it from a different vantage point, and have the guts, courage, and conviction to know that she failed miserably on the score sheet, but actually had a pretty flippin' good day. So when she walked away and went and we got pizza afterwards, you would have thought she had 4 home runs, made the greatest defensive play in modern times, and was carried off, on the shoulders of all of us with the heroes, and trumpets in the background. She was awful. And she didn't care, because failure, I don't like that word. I think you know what I mean, though. You expected an A, you got a B+. You expected a certain gig, somebody else got it instead. You expected a rapport with an instructor, it didn't happen. But you see it from a different vantage point. You experience it in a way that you never thought was possible, and you walk away and your sails are filled. This is what you're walking into. Your goodness is going to be your trump card. Your smarts are your foundational piece. The smarts will be with you forever. That's why we're here tonight. But your curiosity, your goodness, your ability to see situations that look kind of crummy at the time and turn them into a situation that is to your advantage, that's what excites me about the road you're going to choose. Your voice, your choice. I love that our world and our future is in your hands. I think we're very, very fortunate. So remember, this is good. This is great. This separates you from a lot of folks, including myself. If you bring this into the equation, I guarantee you, you are going to be those kinds of leaders that we crave. You are going to be the backbone of every community that you touch. You are going to make our families and our neighborhoods and our workplaces better. Bring this along, because as good as you are, you're only great if the heart is right there as your trump card. Do it. Challenge yourself. The setbacks, they're going to come and go. You're going to be okay. Use that voice, use that choice, and remember, Start with the heart. I promise you, I guarantee you, all these awards you're going to have, and you're going to have your plaques in your rooms, and you're going to have your plaques in your offices, so well deserved, so well deserved, and so special. There's an undercurrent of goodness that doesn't result in a plaque. There's an undercurrent of inclusion that doesn't result in a plaque. There's an undercurrent of curiosity, of boldness, of being audacious, of being courageous. You ain't going to get a plaque for that. You're going to have a hell of a great life, though, with those. Remember, that's the stew you're sitting in. That's the stew you're sitting in. Bring it, kids. Bring it. Thank you so very much.